not adjust your computer screen. It's your mind we're changing. Stories set to a theme. Think outside. Universe Box.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning, sweetie birdie.
I'm out of coffee.
You're out of coffee. Isn't that wonderful? Out of coffee?
What a time to run out. And why run out? Now there's a new giant-size Instant Maxwell House. A really big jar of coffee. New giant-size Instant Maxwell House gives you cups and cups and cups. Dozens of extra cups of the coffee with that warm bean flavor. Warm bean flavor because it's made from coffee beans still warm from roasting. That's why new Instant Maxwell House is the freshest tasting coffee yet. So to make sure you've always got plenty of coffee for the man in your house, get the new giant-size Instant Maxwell House. You won't have to run out again.
From the heavens to your ears, this is Universe Box, and we like our podcast like we like our coffee. In a cup. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And we want to thank, it'll be coming up a little bit later, but we wanted to thank Josh for a great video that we're going to play a little bit later. I had it up here because we were going to open with it.
We rearranged some things.
It happens, you know. But no, we're here to talk about a wonderful subject. Anne-Marie, what's in the box this week?
Hold on. Little boxes next.
Dun, 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 dun,
in case you had no idea what is in the box.
What is in the box?
Coffee!
Yes, this week we're talking about coffee. We'll pop open the lunchbox to guzzle down a gallon or two. Then we'll look into the school box to make fun of an old coffee documentary. We'll peer into the toolbox to learn about how to DIY your coffee. Next, we'll pull out some questions you submitted through the idea box. And finally, we'll hop on our soapbox to figure out if coffee is good for you or not. Who knows?
Coffee.
But I guess first we're going to have to drink some. So, Anne-Marie, why don't you go ahead and intro the... let's get into... Because this is your deal.
Okay, you can't say that this is just my deal.
Well, this first segment is
segment. Okay, I'll claim the first segment. First thing we're going to do is the lunchbox.
The lunchbox.
So what good is a show about coffee if we don't try some? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a coffee tasting. We have 4 different coffees, and we're going to sort of do a blind taste test. I brewed us a cup of each. I labeled them, and I don't really remember which ones are which. So we're going to try a coffee, talk about a coffee, rate the coffee, and at the very end, we're going to go through and reveal which ones we thought was our favorite. You're Instagramming or something over here?
I was just going to show our live stream audience
showing the live
whole
stream.
coffee setup we have over here. With,
and there's some coffee cake.
Yes.
And all sorts of coffee filters. We are ready for the coffee. So
definitely. Oh, and I also want to say hi to all of our live chatters.
There's so many live chatters. I love it.
We record this every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. EST at youtube.universebox.com. But let's see, we have Nicole and Tonda Gossa and Deborah Kerr and Angel and
Bobby Hawk.
Hot Beverages and Hope, kind of, and Bobby Hawk. So I guess we should go ahead and get started with the taste test. And we also have here
a mini score sheet. Oh, yeah.
Sheets to kind of keep track of our scores and everything.
What we're going to grade on is taste, caffeination, like what we think, how caffeinated we think it is.
Yeah, that's really more of like a gut feeling of
they're all gut feelings here, people. It's a flavor. And then any notes we may have, whether it's like get this out of my face or give me more.
Yum, yum, yum,
Yum, yum, yum, yum. Okay, so we shall start with coffee number 1.
Coffee number 1.
I have to deliver to you, don't I?
Okay, so what color is this?
Green.
Green. Okay, so 1 is green. Okay.
Can you take it before I drop it?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
All right.
So, cheers.
Salud. Tastes okay.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's a little oaky. Little
Little plain Jane, maybe. Little plain Jane. I don't feel
Yeah,
like I'm
and I
gonna
think
write
we're gonna
anything,
keep
by
our.
the way.
I think we're gonna keep our scores secret until the end, right?
Oh, we're doing scores?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because we're gonna do a score 1 to 10 on taste and caffeination.
Not too bad.
I'll give it one of those.
Here,
And as far as
where am I? Green.
caffeination, we'll give it maybe like a 4. Or,
Thought you were keeping your scores secret, Mr.
A
Meeks.
secret. A
This
secret.
it is very scientific, Tonda. Sorry, this is probably pretty weird
Oh no, it's fine. Actually, it'll probably play better for the audio
because they don't have
listeners.
to hear us.
Yeah, well, also we run a little filter on the audio podcast
that's
to
true.
where it cuts pauses in half. So
Okay. Are you ready for coffee number 2? You don't have to finish each coffee.
Oh, I'm
Otherwise,
going to.
you're not going to make it at once.
Well, here's what I'll do. As we finish each taste, I'm just gonna pour the rest of it into this one glass, and I'll have one nice glass of coffee there. It's
my.
like a mixture, kind of like you have at like the
It's a
fountain
mixed
soda
drink.
machine.
It's a mixed drink. Okay.
Okay, so this is number
This is yellow.
yellow.
This is yellow.
So 2 yellow.
And some of these may have
We
a
were
flavor
all
to them.
Yellow. Okay. Well, this smells kind of almost Irish or something.
It does kind of have an Irishy taste, doesn't it?
Well, a smell, but it actually tastes lighter than the other.
It's not
pretty
harsh.
Yeah,
It's not as harsh. Well, I mean, if you compare
it's not
'em-
bold.
Actually, here, give me my camera.
I like
Can
bold
you give
coffee.
me my camera?
Your
The camera.
Oh, sorry, the
I'd
Anne-Marie
like
camera.
to show the coffees. Okay. So this is coffee number 1, and this is coffee number 2. You can kind of tell that coffee number 2 is a little lighter.
Yeah,
And I made them all with the same amount of scoops and water and in the same cup even.
yeah. I'm not as big of a fan of coffee number 2, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my
Yeah.
mixed drink here.
So, I guess I'll do that too. Be gentle
nice
with the
big
cups because I
drink
broke
coffee.
one at Target. And I cut my ankle and my child started screaming.
Oh, I see some people in the chat room talking about the retro
They love the
commercial
commercial.
we
It
led
was
with.
so cool.
Yeah, we have a couple/few more coming up, kind of. Okay, so which
wait.
one's up next?
Hold on, I still haven't put in my scores
okay.
because I had to do that.
I'll hide your scores from me. I do not want to see them. No scores for me.
Okay,
Only
no
coffee.
scores. No scores for me.
Only coffee.
Only coffee. Okay.
Okay, so what one do we have
I
coming up
don't know.
next?
Take it so I can look at it. We have orange.
Orange.
Okay.
Orange number 3.
Sounds like it's got a little something to it too.
Oh, yeah, this has kind of the same like Irish kind of thing to it too. Like it almost tastes like it or smells like it has liquor in it.
If only it did. If only. Why didn't we make Irish coffee?
We should have. We totally should.
Dumb. Dumbest thing
we
ever.
We did that for a Greetings from Storybrooke Roundtable last year, and
Oh,
Yeah.
we got a big apple cider jug, and I just started putting in vodka,
Kahlua,
Bailey's,
or-
Kahlua, maybe 1 cup of coffee, and a splash of milk.
yeah, this one's nice though. It's bolder than the last one, but it still has kind of the same attitude as the last one.
Yeah, mine has a hair.
Nice. That adds a couple
That
caffeination
adds-
points, right?
It's from my mic.
Nice.
It's from my mic.
mic hair.
Okay.
All right, that one was pretty good.
Let me write my scores.
Pretty
Hold on,
good.
what was that? Orange?
My mixed drink coffee is getting a little over here. Just a bit. I'll show the camera here. Bobby Hawk can't do black coffee.
Bobby
That's the-
Hawk.
that's the only
have
way
you
to
ever?
drink
Okay, Bobby
coffee.
Hawk. Have you ever tried flavored black coffee? Because flavored black coffee can still be good.
It can definitely.
Or it can be easier than like a regular black coffee. I'm bad at scores and stuff. Hold
It's
on.
cool. So I guess
I
the
have to
last
get up for this one.
the last coffee
Oh, hello, Jamaican rum.
number 4, pink. Pink. Pink is my new obsession.
It might be. It
might
might be your
be.
new favorite obsession, coffee.
Coffee's making me burpy. Sorry about that, folks.
You're burpy. I'm slurpy.
It's okay.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that one. I think I like him the best of all of them.
I'm thinking here.
I'm thinking I'm a big fan. I'm thinking I wish it was a little warmer. But flavored with alcohol, yes. Black coffee is a bit of an acquired taste, Angel. This is why I drink black coffee, Mr. Bill Meeks over here. I was a cream and sugar flavored creamer. I got giddy when pumpkin spice creamer came out, and I would buy it in like droves. And then the black coffee just invaded because he laughed at me every time I put cream in my coffee.
I also subtly poisoned the creamer, put a little bit of arsenic in every evening.
Oh, that would explain why I was vomiting every day.
Yeah, until you just naturally rejected it. Okay, I have a score for pink here.
All right, we'll just talk. I forget my scores. I'm not good at the scoring thing.
That's fair.
I'm good at the talking thing.
Okay,
And
well,
by the end of this episode, that's all I will do is talk.
okay, so well, why don't we go ahead and say which one won for us?
Okay, which one won
which
for
one?
us?
Which one do you think was the best one?
Pink.
Pink. Fair. Why?
It was just like dark enough because now that you have me on this whole I drink black coffee thing, I like dark black. Put, as my mother would
Dark
say, it would
roast.
put hair on your chest, which is hilarious because she would drink dark coffee with cream and sugar.
Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I can't drink caffeinated coffee.
This is like a
too much.
crazy night for him.
Yeah, this is like the cookies episode.
Oh,
but
he's gonna be sick
I
tomorrow,
actually
guys.
found a dark roast, a decaf.
I
which
found
was
a
nice.
dark roast decaf.
Yes, you did. Which is good
So,
though.
which is good.
Okay,
So, what is
and
your favorite?
My favorite is actually number 1, green. I really liked it. It was nice.
I remember which one that is.
Oh, do you? Am I going to be shocked or?
Maybe not.
Okay, so
Okay, you want the big reveal?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start with number 1, green. What was number 1, green?
Old
Number 1
Faithful.
green, Yep.
A regular, everyday, cheap coffee.
Yeah, the standard Maxwell
But
House.
I will
Bold.
say, Maxwell House came out with a new one, as you can see, a smooth bold, which I like better than their regular bold thing. I really don't.
Yeah,
think.
I wonder if Maxwell House is going to send us any cash, just because we have a lot of Maxwell House.
We really do. So that's green. That would be Bill's favorite.
Okay, so what's number 2? Yellow.
Yellow was Vanilla Bean.
Vanilla Bean.
From World Market. World Market had these fun little samples, which was awesome because I didn't want to have
Yeah, it
to buy
must've-
4 or 5 big giant things of coffee.
That must have been where I was getting sort of the alcohol taste, like a vanilla vodka or something like that. Okay, so
I am not talking about panda sweaters.
Okay,
Has us on mute, so she thinks I'm talking about sweaters.
excellent. Okay, number 3, orange, and this is the one I thought tasted almost like it had Kahlua in it.
Yeah,
hey,
it's Kahlua.
It's a Kahlua
It's a
flavored
Kahlua
coffee. Okay,
Last but not least, which was my favorite,
Your favorite?
was Italian dark roast.
Italian dark roast, which makes sense
Which
because
makes sense
because you're
dark coffee
Italian.
now. I am. I am Italian.
So
He's
I-
going to be tweeting random stuff at 5 a.m.
Excellent. So I'm already getting a little hopped up on the old caffeine here.
So am I. Can you tell? Do you need some coffee cake?
Actually, yes. What?
I
why
can't-
don't you,
oh.
here,
Can
I'll
you reach it?
I'll get you the coffee cake. Hold on.
Okay. So today, I figured I was like, we're going to be having all this coffee. We're going to need a snack. So I decided to make us some coffee cake. Now, as we all know, Bill has eating issues and drinking issues now. So lots of restrictions. And this is Bill friendly. Paleo coffee cake, crumble, cinnamon goodness.
I love it. You made some mousse too. That was
I did. I made
fantastic.
coconut milk mousse. All of these recipes will be available on crunchycrafty.com in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, well, luckily in our next box we're gonna have a chance to eat this because next up, okay, so we've had some coffee. Now why don't we learn about it? This week in the school box, we're going to show you a great documentary from the Internet Archive called "This Is Coffee" from 1961. This thing will show you everything you ever wanted to know about coffee, but don't worry, you aren't getting rid of us that easy. We're going to be giving you a running commentary, kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or something.
A little
like
bit.
that.
We're going to try.
So, okay, without further ado, let's open the school box and watch This Is Coffee. Okay, so here we go. And definitely in the chat room, guys, if there's any sort of like audio issues or you're
Please
having
let
trouble
us
hearing,
know.
yeah, let us know. And we'll try and adjust.
Talk. Tick.
Tick tock. I'm gonna have some cake.
Angel, go get it.
Good coffee cake. That reminds me of the Donald Duck cartoon with the drip.
I don't remember Donald Duck cartoons with a drip.
Don't you remember the one where it's like 10 minutes of him trying to stop the drip in his kitchen sink?
Yeah.
Oh, Wake up! Wake up! Look at that old phone in the background. It's like the bat phone.
Okay, I
like
thought
it.
that was a phone and it's the clock. I have issues.
Oh yeah, I can probably make this a little bigger for you if you want.
That'd be
see
nice
it.
so I can
Yeah.
actually see it.
Percolator.
Percolate.
I love
I
percolated
will
coffee.
say that's what I was gonna say. Camping, we made the best coffee. Made over on the fire in the percolator, so good.
Oh, Angel says, guys, stop talking about coffee cake. It makes me want to go and get some of the pumpkin bread that's here at my house. Go get it, Angel.
That's what I said. I was like, go get it. Ooh, mocha almond fudge ice cream.
Well, no.
That cup's semi-transparent.
This
Is it?
is coffee.
Well, those are those old timey like.
The Coffee Brewing Institute presents.
Ooh,
This
is
coffee! Exclamation point.
Oh, I'm gonna get loud tonight, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll bring your trim down a little bit. A little bit
He's
there.
turning me down.
Our story begins.
Look at those beans.
This is kind of like if you've ever been to Hershey Park, there's the history of chocolate, which is also fantastic. And it's very similar to this, like the history of it. Only they pipe in the smell of chocolate.
Nice.
In this beverage that has become so much a part of our lives.
Yes, it has.
There is a background,
Definitely.
a tradition that reaches deeply into the culture
There are
of
3
many
cups on a
lands.
table.
But only 2 will
Its
survive.
beginning
Oh, look,
under
red
warm
coffee
tropical
berries.
Well, that's how they
sun.
start.
The
Coffee
care
berries.
Coffee berries.
into which it is
I don't think they're
treated
actually
during
called.
its
They're
journey
beans, not
from
berries.
tree
No,
to
those
cup.
are berries. Inside it's the bean.
Here, guy's probably trying to tell us about them.
It probably is.
Poor migrant workers.
Oh, the migrant
I wonder if they get free coffee. Or if it all gets shipped up here and then like processed. I
Sure.
guess we'll probably find out.
I don't know. Maybe it gets shipped up here with.
Oh, look.
Coke.
Wicker basket, pouring out all the
The
beans
many
into a burlap
processes it must
sack.
undergo are
This
all
reminds me of
devoted
the,
to creating good
What you
coffee,
call it?
with its secrets of
the-
aroma and body
I Love
and
Lucy
taste,
with
to
the
which
the
talents
grapes,
of
like the way he
millions
was
of
like.
men are
Yeah.
devoted
Yeah.
during their
I can see
lifetime.
that.
Yeah, I have a lot of
To
coffee.
rich
here.
tradition, rich in the lore of centuries and faraway.
I should have got us some instant coffee to
its
try.
fine hand to
Instant
bring
coffee,
these
I-
three elements
No,
Wait.
they've made
into
leaps and
precise
bounds in
flavor.
instant coffee. Starbucks
Well,
has a good one.
You're about to jump on me about instant coffee, but it's all they had when I went to Indonesia.
Oh
But for
yeah.
each cup,
Like I couldn't get a cup
there
of
is
real
a
coffee the
flavor that
entire
is
week.
just
Well,
right.
I'm just happy you didn't get
I like
blown
this
up.
guy. There's a
Around
spinning
the world,
table
they
and it
drink
has a
this
bunch of
beverage in
coffee cups on it.
many
The guy's just like
exotic
sniffing
forms.
each cup.
Is it quality control?
Yeah, it's like they're doing like a
This
taste
is what
test.
happens. We just don't listen.
A
Paris.
dream of Paris,
El Paris.
expressed in café au lait, a continental favorite.
Cafe au lait.
Half coffee and half hot milk.
Tondegessa says, "Oh, that's coffee."
Cafe au lait. Cafe, all right.
The canals of Venice
For the
and
Gilmore
romance
Girls
of
fans out there.
cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Like café au lait, but topped
It's a
with whipped cream
cappuccino.
Topped with
and
whipped
a
cream.
sprinkle of grated orange peel.
I hope this is as entertaining as it is to do. To
They're
listen
not
to.
leaving yet.
That's good.
They're not leaving.
The music of old Vienna in
Old
a cup.
Vienna. Ooh, where's my
Viennese
Italian roast?
coffee, often spiced, but always with a drift
See,
of
I keep
whipped
leaning
cream.
the wrong way, and it blocks my face.
The mystery of Istanbul. and
Istanbul,
the
not Constantinople, no, it's Istanbul.
Foam, rich, sweet brew.
Tondegassa, yeah, that tester was a total pro.
Latin American coffees, dark and zesty.
Dark and
Oh, and
zesty.
Lady J also mentioned that she had coffee this morning and now has a mocha almond fudge ice cream.
Yes, and I would like to climb through the internet and have some of that mocha almond fudge
How
ice
do we
cream.
make the perfect cup of coffee to our taste?
Yum, the
Success
perfect cup
lies
of
in a
coffee for
single
our
word.
taste.
Care.
I'm really
Three
weird tonight,
simple
sorry.
ingredients go into
3
the
simple
brewing
ingredients.
3 healthy
Water.
steps. Water,
process. Coffee,
coffee.
time.
Oh.
Care.
I always forget about the time.
Perfect result.
This is why I can't make a good cup of coffee.
The
Time.
beginning is the coffee pot.
I wonder
And
if the
there are
doctor makes a
many
really good
varieties and
cup of coffee since he has access to a time machine.
Yet,
He has a whole machine full of
is
time.
intended to do
that he
the
could include in
same
his
thing
coffee.
in a different way. To produce perfection in a coffee cup.
His voice is very soothing.
Well, it's like just one of those classic old 1950s narrators.
I love it.
To make a good cup of coffee,
Make a good
your
cup.
coffee maker must
Add
be
soap.
clean,
Must be
free
clean.
from all remembrances of that last pot of coffee.
ready to begin its work anew. Fresh
Wow, that is like some
and
hardcore
really
bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Kind
I
of
think they put like
water.
half a thing of soap in there.
into
Wait, the fourth
100,000
element is love.
pots and
Yes!
water flows
Yes!
in
The
coffee
fourth
making
element
it.
is
pot.
love.
Love it.
Water. Too much
Big puffy hearts.
or too little? Boiled first.
And
Or
you will break
later.
the space-time
Or
continuum,
not at
the
all.
coffee time continuum.
Oh,
How
Lady J says
long?
no, he doesn't have
And yet,
good coffee
Oh,
to make
there
him
is
happy.
only one correct way.
He always messes it up because he can't keep
Water.
track of time. Hashtag Dr. Problems.
Carefully measured, clean and cold. 3/4
The TARDIS always makes coffee when it is needed.
Coffee, then brought
So it's
to a
always making
full
coffee?
boil.
Basically.
Constant coffee.
Bubbling water.
Coffee, fresh. And again, questions. What grind? Percolator,
Percolator.
drip, or fine?
I love. Is it
How much?
percolator or percolator?
Coffee,
It's percolator.
the second element.
Oh, look, it's one of those old-fashioned like turnkey to
Oh,
open
wow.
the can.
Your favorite
That's
blend.
amazing.
The
That's
proper
And yeah,
More
didn't you
than-
just
for
keep
your
a
coffee
key in
maker.
your drawer, in your cupboard or something to open
One
cans?
diameter
Oh.
Per cup.
I forgot how much. I didn't hear how much per cup.
Oh, just keep pouring.
I think it's like a tablespoon.
This, found in many homes, is the same as this. A Coffee Brewing Institute approved measure.
Is he the
whether you
1950s,
use
60s
one
version of
or
Morgan
the other,
Freeman?
The measurement will
Yes.
be the same.
Then
This
Andy
voice is-
Dufresne gave me some coffee, and I never had coffee again. That's my Morgan Freeman impression. I'll do that later again if you guys like it.
No.
I could do a Morgan Freeman impression again.
The boiling water now passes over the coffee, and the brewing process begins.
Andy
The
Dufresne
flame
boiled
is
coffee
lowered.
for 3 hours.
Well, watch.
Just
Third
watch.
element is time.
Ah, an old-fashioned
And
egg
it,
timer.
too, must be measured
I miss
accurately.
timing eggs. I used to do that all the
minutes
time.
count.
Seriously?
No.
The
Okay.
flavor will emerge as the process
Coffee
Where
or
is that?
untreated water?
Captain
The
Janeway
taste of
Improper Cup of Coffee in the
heightens and
YouTube search.
increases until all that is good
I don't know what that
has
is.
been
A
extracted.
Captain Janeway's a Star Trek
In
character.
this
Oh,
method
then
of
that would be
brewing,
why I don't
percolator,
understand.
6 to 8 minutes over gentle
6 to
heat.
8 minutes
And
to
then-
percolate?
The liquid is coffee.
Too long.
Coffee. That lid would probably be hot since it's a glass container, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
From these
That would be weird to like
grounds, there
boil
remains
coffee on the stove.
nothing
Like
more
I don't think
gain
I've ever
but
done
the
that.
Never done it? Well,
No.
it's the same as the
No
camping
amount of
coffee.
cooking can extract
I don't know if I've
another
ever done
ounce of
camping
good
coffee.
It's because you're anti-camping because
another
it's
Little bit.
outside.
Of good flavor.
Because you can't get good coffee when you're camping.
In
John
the
expected a
drip method,
better Morgan
the
Freeman
coffee
from you.
is measured and
Oh.
He's not mad,
Aw.
he's just disappointed.
And then
Huh.
Tondagasa. No,
Carefully
now I've lost it.
pre-measured
Yeah.
and
Tondagasa,
followed
you've
full
made me
boil.
lose my
Is
confidence in my
poured,
Morgan Freeman
still boiling,
impression. Hold on, I can always get it back if I just say Andy Dufresne. And Andy Dufresne. No, I've lost it. Ah. I can never do my Morgan Freeman impression again. I guess I'll just have to do Mickey Mouse now.
Oh, jeez.
Huh?
The
Hello,
time
dog lover number
that
one.
could take only
Dog
Welcome.
lover number one.
I don't know who you are, but welcome. We're caffeinated.
In the vacuum method,
Yep, I said
Oh, the
coffee.
vacuum
carefully
method.
measured into the
Vacuum?
top bowl.
Yes.
I'm entertained.
The water is brought to a full boil before the brewing process is allowed to begin.
That's always the way. You always have to boil the water. That seems like a very dangerous pot to boil water in, though. Like, all glass pots? No.
Yes.
You don't want to. No.
Yes.
Not more than
Oh, look
3
at that. That's
minutes
pretty
after
cool.
the
Just-
water and coffee are in contact.
Interesting. Oh. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh, no, no.
Boiling over.
That's awkward.
Stir gently during the
Is
brewing
that kind of like the
And
AeroPress
lower
or
the
something, or
Oh, well.
That's all there
I've
is.
never used one of the AeroPresses. I wonder if
Like
they're
all
good.
good secrets,
We should
its
invest.
simplicity is its magic.
Magic.
Spoon.
They use magic.
Dun dun dun, making some coffee on the stove. Then we'll make more coffee on the stove. Why is
The
it
incomparable goodness
boiling?
of
No
coffee has
one
now been
knows.
captured in a cup.
I want
It
those
has
dishes.
substance,
Like, I want
a
old-timey
body to go
dishes.
with
The
its
old-timey,
aroma.
But
lovely
apparently I
dishes.
couldn't even handle one of these
When
at
prepared
Target
this
because I
way,
broke it and cut my
it will
foot.
be
All you have to do is go to like a greasy
every
spoon
time.
somewhere, and
Or
you should be able to
Goodwill.
Three
find
magic
them.
ingredients. Water.
Water,
Water.
coffee,
And carefully measured.
time. Water, coffee, time.
You're making a coffee bar.
Coffee.
Lady J says Mickey Mouse just sounded like Minnie hit him in the soprano notes.
Time.
Glass on the civvies.
Carefully measured.
Yeah, I know, right, Nicole Troyer? Glass on the
much
stove is like
Before it's allowed to
ridiculous.
A simple recipe.
Some
for
coffee.
perfect
Wait,
Look,
whoa, is that a
water,
song?
coffee, and time.
Perfect.
Water, coffee, and time.
Water, coffee, and time. Oh my.
Water,
Water, coffee, and time.
Lives around the
Water,
world.
coffee, and time.
Water, coffee, and time.
It helps
Water,
us
coffee,
start
and time.
the day with warmth
Look at
and
that
vigor.
1960s breakfast. Toast with butter, fried eggs, bacon,
Yes, please.
big glass of milk, some coffee,
And a big dish of sugar.
water, coffee, and time.
Pleasant spur
Want
to
it?
morning's
Want it?
work.
I want a donut. This is old school podcasting
Yes.
or blogging. They would sit with their typewriters.
Provides the essential part of our
And a
cause
cigar.
afternoon.
Disney wouldn't allow us to show this
Indispensable
because
during
they have
the
that
long
smoking
hurried hour in
ban.
the world that often
They were just
forgets
like, yeah, we're
And
not
this
letting
person went to
Marvel
Cornell.
characters.
Ooh,
in
cake.
the
Ooh la
romantic
la.
days
Ooh
when
la
young
la.
A
dreams
date
blow
with
softly.
coffee.
Ooh la
Coffee.
la.
No one can see it.
Nope. But it was right over where it was.
And after
Water,
dinner,
coffee, TARDIS, the
it
secret
is
to
at
the
home
best
in
coffee
any
in the
setting
universe.
Nice.
When good taste is important.
That's a weird
In
pot.
the
It kind of
end,
like
it
pours out from the
remains a
side,
simple
Ooh, I like it.
Easy to
Less
Seems
of
like
a
a-
chance you're going to get burnt.
well
but also
made,
easier to drop, I think.
and well enjoyed. A good cup of good coffee.
A good cup
A
of good
good
coffee.
cup.
This is coffee. This is coffee.
This is coffee. Oh. Hey,
This is coffee. Hooray. No, that was really fun.
That was awesome. We need to do that again.
We should definitely do that again. Yes. So that
But we can't do coffee again.
no, we can't, but we can there's
There's got to be more.
the Prelinger Archives, archive.org has a ton of old content like that. I'm sure we'll use some of it again. No, that was a lot of fun,
was
though.
awesome.
I wonder how it played for the audio listeners. Definitely let us know. universeboxshow@gmail.com. Because that's kind of a new segment, Mystery Science Theater thing. Hopefully it worked out well. I know the people in the chat seem to enjoy it. But okay, before we move on into our next segment, what's up?
Just imagine if Regina had the town place in the 1960s. This is how she would make coffee. It would be like Mad Men meets Once Upon a Time.
Nice. Okay, well, before we move on to the toolbox and learn how to do some DIY coffee business,
Yes.
First we wanted to
business.
mention, just let you guys know that we have a Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, and it's basically a way that you can support independent content creators
You were
like
going to
us.
say independent coffee makers.
Independent coffee makers like
Like
us.
us.
No, but it's a Patreon, patreon.com/universebox. And we're already doing really good. We have 12 supporters, already hit 2 milestone goals. No more ads. No more ads except for the mention of the Patreon.
That's fair.
We're doing a monthly hangout with our listeners. So definitely.
we were supposed to schedule that already. We're behind.
Yeah, we need to schedule
Coming
that.
soon.
But if you want to take part in that, definitely great way to do it. And basically what you do is you sign up and you support us by the month. If you can chip in 10 cents, that's great.
We're cool with
If
that.
you can chip in $50, that's amazing. There's a ton of rewards for you. Anything from we'll sing
MP3 player.
We'll send you an MP3 of us singing a song badly.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you a sketch. I'll do a little sketch for you, or a personal letter,
Do a little
handwritten letter.
note, and I may reveal the secrets of the world to you in this note. It could be anything. You never know.
Yeah, but in all levels, even if you just throw in 10 cents, you get all of my Dog Boy Adventures books for free and a zip file download of every podcast we've ever recorded. In the next milestone we're trying to hit right now, like I said, right now we're at $112 per month. We're trying to hit $200 per month so we can do a new podcast basically.
Yes.
Actually, if you liked what we did in the school box just then,
We could do something. Yeah.
yeah, it's a movie commentary podcast, and it'll be exclusive to patrons, people who have supported us on Patreon
For about 6 months.
6 months, and then we'll be spinning it out into its own podcast, and we'll do it bi-weekly movie commentaries for the most part. Maybe a TV show here or there or something like that. A lot of fun. But if you want to go ahead and support us, we'd really, really appreciate it, and we'd love for you to become a storyteller.
Yes,
who-
storytellers. That's our thing.
Yeah, one of our listeners. And if you want to check that out, just go to patreon.com/universebox. That's patreon/universebox. And we also wanted to mention real quick, if you can take 2 minutes, run over to iTunes or Stitcher Radio,
Yes.
and just leave the Universe Box podcast a quick review. It'll really help people find the podcast and get new storytellers in here. So
More
we can
people
hear
to chat with
and
during our shows.
more stories coming in every week for the show. Okay, so next up is the toolbox. And, we think the Keurig generation has gotten lazy. Throw the pod in the machine, lazy town, right? Down with coffee pods, up with elbow grease. Our friend Ross from rossroast.com is going to show you how he roasts his own coffee beans. Then Anne-Marie is going to figure out how to grind her beans without a grinder. It's time to DIY coffee in the toolbox, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes, live chat. Stick
Enjoy.
around.
This is how you pick the richest coffee in Colombia. This is how you pick the richest coffee in America. Look for the symbol of 100% Colombian coffee, handpicked by Juan Valdez, the richest coffee in the world.
From Ross Merrick at rossroast.com.
So what we're doing is we're roasting a little coffee, all right? And I'm gonna teach you guys how to roast coffee in this whirly pop, all right? You can do this at home. They sell these freaking things. They sell these at Target, all right? Whirly pop. So here are the green coffee. This is actually decaf. Have you ever seen unroasted coffee beans? You can order these online too. I'm putting a little bit over 2 cups of unroasted beans into a bowl, and because that comes out to about 12 ounces of roasted beans when they are roasted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the stove to the number 4. I'm sure number 4 and
It's universal.
it's universal. Number 4. No, it's probably about medium. Medium is good. This is a gas stove. You can use electric, but I find gas works better. I've used both. We're gonna heat it up for a second, and then we're gonna dump the beans in and start churning away. You don't have to video all this, but you can at least get the gist of what I'm doing. And then, oh crap. Oh, there we go. The lid wouldn't shut. Anyway, so here we go. We're just churning. You want to take a look inside. Here's some beans. They are roasting. You see those? Yes. See the smoke? I started this 2 years ago. A little over 2 years ago. And you should do it too. Because it's the best way for you to control and know that you're drinking the freshest, most beautiful cup of coffee ever. So I'll lift the lid again and you can see what's going on in there. Oh crap. Alright. So now we're to the cooling process. You dump them in I just have 2 stainless steel little containers here, and I pour the beans back and forth. Like I said, these beans are really hot, over 400 degrees, so it's important that they cool down. You can get any of these stainless steel containers or what have you at anywhere really, Target or Bed Bath & Beyond, your mom's house. If this was, say, in a large commercial roaster, there's different roasters, but once the beans are roasted, they are a lot of times dumped out into a large circular shindig that turns the beans and keeps them moving and cooling down. But I haven't advanced to that level, and nor do I want to, because that's pretty much the process. So we're going to go inside. And we are going to, this was, this is a Colombian decaf. And then I usually, these amazing beans, this is, I'm sorry, that's Guatemalan. This is Colombia decaf. And then I just leave them in here, cool off a little bit more. And usually in 1 to 3 days of its roasting, honestly right now if I was to grind and prepare a cup of this, it would taste really good. But usually between 1 and 3 days is when these beans will reach their maximum potential and taste. So there you have it. That's the process. And what did that take? That only took like 15-20 minutes.
You go right on.
And it's a beautiful thing. So do it.
Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Everyone's asleep.
I gotta wake them up. Come on.
Best wishes for this and all your mornings from Folgers.
Hi guys, this is Anne Marie from Universe Box, and we are going to try 3 different methods to grind coffee beans when you don't have a grinder. 3. This method is the mortar and pestle. First up, put some coffee beans in a little bowl, then get something heavy. We're gonna grind them. Sort of want to give it a swirl so that it's breaking them up. Because then you're starting to get the beans broken a little better, which is the main point. So this method leaves it pretty coarse. If I'd have kept going for a while, this is just after a minute or 2, I probably could have gotten it a bit thinner or finer. But this is going to give you, I believe, a more bold coffee. Okay, this method is the hammer method. First, we're going to put some beans into a little Ziploc baggie. We're going to start pretty small for safety. You want to make sure that there is still some room, like some air in the bag, so don't, squish everything out of there. You're going to want to lay down a towel, put down your beans, put down a towel. Ready? Time to go to town. So after 3 times of banging, our coffee beans are pretty much still coffee beans. You better be pretty desperate if you're using the hammer method to grind your coffee beans. How did the hammer do? Let's see. It's still beans. It's not ground. For this method, you need 2 plates, Put your beans down. Ooh, flying beans. Play number 2. All right, let's see. Not too shabby. Pretty coarse, but it's definitely ground pretty good, and you're going to be able to get a pot of coffee out of it. Unfortunately, none of our methods really worked that well. So every now and then you just have to use a little magic.
Every day I wake up, pour myself a cup of that rich Folgers aroma. The best part of waking up, it's the do-up in all I do. The mountain-grown aroma always coming through. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Now I'm right in harmony with that do-up ditty. Whoa, one more cup and it's a who-up ship-up for me. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
And we're back. Thank you, Ross. RossRoast.com, where you can buy your own roasted coffee beans from Ross.
Yes, you can.
RossRoast.com.
We've had them before. They're pretty good.
And Anne-Marie for our absurd tutorial. Loved it.
It was awesome.
And actually, believe it or not, the plate technique served me well about 10 years ago when I was living in Philadelphia. One time I went grocery shopping and I bought a bag of whole beans. I didn't have a grinder, but I bought it on accident. So I used the plate thing and it kind of worked. Sometimes I had to brew the coffee a couple times to get it to work, but it mostly worked. So lots of fun. And yeah, that's it for the toolbox segment. Next up is the idea box, where you guys submit ideas or topics for us to talk about.
Give us a little something.
Yeah, and you can go and submit your own over at universebox.com/ideabox, and it's really easy. You just have this form here. You type in your idea, and then you hit submit, and we have your idea. And
what did you type in? Idea?
Yeah, I just typed in idea.
Nice.
But you can submit topics for us to talk about, ideas for future episodes, anything like that, segment ideas, all that kind of stuff. But we had a couple questions submitted this week to talk about relating to coffee. Yes. And the first question is, when was the first time you had coffee? Anne-Marie, and by the way, I'm like wired right now.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah. But when was the first time you had coffee, Anne-Marie? And people in the chat room, if you want to, you can answer these too.
Let's see. The first time, I don't remember what the specific first time having coffee was. I'm just gonna say it was probably when I was in elementary school getting my mom's coffee. She trained us very early how she liked her coffee. There was a specific color it had to be, had to have the right temperature, everything. So I'm sure at some point I had a taste of that. But the first time I really started drinking coffee was probably in college, because that's when everyone starts drinking coffee.
Yeah, pretty much. For me, and by the way, the Anne-Marie cam is down.
Oh, Anne-Marie cam down?
Sadly. Yeah, it's all frozen. The first time I had coffee, I remember, I don't know if it was for a holiday. It might have been like for Thanksgiving or something, but we were all over at my Aunt Sue's house in Virginia. Like my whole family, my mom had like 5 brothers and sisters, and they all had a billion kids each. And all the adults were out in the main living area, hanging out, partying, whatever. And the kids were all back in a bedroom. And I believe it was my older cousin, Chris, and my sister decided it would be a good idea to go get some coffee from the adults and try it, right? And so they go and they sneak a cup of coffee out of the kitchen, black coffee, bring it back. We pass it around, we try it. Not so great. Right. So they're like, we're like, adults put milk in this, so why don't we go get some milk in it? So they go back and get another cup, put milk in it. Still a little weak. We're like, well, adults put sugar in it too. Go back for the third cup, come back in, and then a couple minutes after the third cup comes in, I can't remember who. It was either my dad or my Aunt Sue. I can't remember who busted in the room and caught us drinking the coffee. Oh my gosh. But we were up for most of the night.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so let's see here. The next question is, any responses on that one yet?
I don't think they're there yet. They're currently talking about how Rumpel is cosplaying as a teenager.
Fair enough.
Oh, and our earliest That's a lie. Lady J was 12. Angel was probably in kindergarten when they were talking about different types of tastes. Dog lover number 1 drank coffee at 5. And Nicole was an early teen on a fishing vacation.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how old I would have been. Probably like 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I couldn't even.
Okay, let's see. The next question here is, what's your favorite coffee shop?
Oh, my favorite
And
coffee
this
shop.
can be historically, like.
Yeah. My favorite coffee shop is probably the one I worked at in Cleveland. Where was that? My first summer of college, I think it was. There was this little independent coffee shop. It wasn't, like cool and trendy or anything, but it was, a little local coffee shop. And I was working there for the summer. They also sold ice cream, the kind that you sample.
Nice.
Danger. That is actually probably where my coffee addiction started, because we had this coffee. It was called Casablanca. So it was a white chocolate coffee.
Yeah.
So I'd make the white chocolate coffee and I would do like a pump or two of white chocolate in it. So that would be usually how I started my day. Whatever. And I was frequently an opener. So a lot of times I had to be there at like 5 a.m. to open, and it was kind of crazy. But that's also where I discovered a love for chai tea, like chai lattes and stuff like that. So that's my favorite.
Nice.
So how about you? I know you're gonna pull. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, as for me, there was a coffee shop I used to go to a lot when I was around 18 years old. I had just moved out of my parents' house. I was out on my own for the first time. And I was trying to find like a social group to hang out with and stuff. Because, I mean, I had like my first girlfriend, but we'd broken up and everything. So I was just, trying to put some feelers out there, get popular, in with the popular kids or whatever.
He's still looking.
Yeah. But we would go in Wheeling, West Virginia on Washington Avenue. There's a Wheeling Coffee and Spice, the coffee shop we called it. And basically, you can see a picture of it here if you're watching the video. Basically, it's just like this area with a bunch of tables outside and everything. And I would wake up in my house. This was right after I graduated high school, and I didn't have a job because I got some money from my dad passing away. Long story.
We won't get into that one today.
So I would wake up around 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd get up, get some breakfast and stuff, and then I'd walk 2 miles down to the coffee shop, and we'd hang out down there. And I was kind of in the punk scene, the punk rock scene. So
that's why the kid is named London Calling.
Yeah,
that's just it's London Calling.
But we would just sit out there from like 4 or 5 in the afternoon until 11 or 12 at night, playing hacky sack, drinking coffee or complimentary waters.
Complimentary water.
Yeah, and we were all punk rockers and stuff, so we all smoked cigarettes and stuff too. And then when the coffee shop would shut down around 11 or 12, we'd have whoever was around who was like over 21 go get alcohol, and we'd go walk like a quarter mile down to a bridge by Wheeling Jesuit University, and we would just sit on this bridge the entire night and party. So it's
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that was kind of like the scene I was in for like a big chunk of my 18th year.
Nice.
Wheeling Coffee.
Lady J's favorite coffee shop, and you're going to find this hilarious, is Dunkin' Donuts at Hartsfield International in 2009 when she landed for the Atlanta Dragon Con. That's the year you flew down for Dragon Con.
Oh, yeah. So I would have been.
You were probably there.
Yeah, I was at that very same. That was my first Dragon Con, I think, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was your first Dragon Con. Bobby Hawks' Racetrack or Books A Million.
Racetrack has
browse
decent
the graphic
coffee.
Novels, enjoy the latte. Oh, okay. See, I just had a moment with the hacky sack. It just clicked with me. There was another coffee shop up in Cleveland. This brief period in time where I thought I was cool and I knew no one. It was before I was going to CSU. There was a coffee shop like 45 minutes from my house. Why I went there, I don't know. The girl I was working with dragged me. And that was the only time I ever played hacky sack, but it was a really cool little coffee shop. It was one of the cool coffee shops, unlike the one that I worked at. Okay, let's see. College, Angel was at a Starbucks. Nicole, coffee shop she'd hang out in high school, had great milkshakes. Borders, Starbucks, double chocolate chip frappuccinos, and graphic novels. There's a running theme here.
Yes, quite.
So, yes.
Okay, well, yeah, that'll do it for the Idea Box this week. As I mentioned, if you want to submit ideas for us to talk about next week, go ahead to universebox.com/ideabox and submit them there. It's a really easy form. Bing, bing, boom, done.
Bing, bang, boom.
Actually, if you want to submit some topics for us to talk about for what's in the box next week, we're going to reveal that right now. So, Anne-Marie.
Oh. Sorry, I just had a moment.
Okay,
What's
what's in the box for this week? You don't have your camera, unfortunately.
Oh, I
but
don't.
Yeah.
So here I am playing to nothing. We'll find then.
Dun, 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 dun,
Since
dun,
we
dun, dun.
already talked about it.
Yes. What's in the box? Leave your muddy boots at the door because we're talking about theater with an R-E at the
Yes,
end. Thank you
must
very
be
much.
right.
We're turning the spotlight on the ancient art to show you why it's prevailed for so long. Have you ever acted in a play?
Mm-hmm.
Any backstage romances? Ever seen a show fall apart in front of you? I've been on stage when
Been
that's
there, done
happened.
that. Miss my cue.
Tell us about your failed audition for the High School Musical. All the world's a stage, and we're merely talking about it next week on Universe Box. So if you want to submit some
Anything.
discussion topics,
Videos,
universe.com/ideabox.
Voicemails.
Yeah, and I think my old college roommate Jason, JG,
Oh, yeah,
is going to
JG.
be on to talk old theater stories. So that'll be fun too. If you want to submit your own theater stories for next week, you can email us universeboxshow@gmail.com, tweet us at universe_box. The Facebook is facebook.com/theuniversebox. And the voicemail number is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. And you can send in your stories there like Bobby did. So take it away, Bobby.
Bobby.
Oh, coffee, 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 coffee. Hey, Bill Amory, it's Bobby. In case you didn't notice, I've just finished drinking a big old cup of extra caffeinated coffee and figured I'd ramble on for a few minutes about coffee. I never was a big fan of it when I was growing up or even as a young adult, but once I started going to school and working 2 jobs, it was kind of a necessity. Caffeine, that is. So let's see. I'm never a big fan of like Starbucks or gourmet or anything like that. I just keep it simple. Keeps the Maxwell House at the abode. Dark roast. Got to have some flavor. Although I don't drink black coffee, if I don't have like cream and or sugar, then might as well not be any coffee in the house. And my creamer of choice would be International Delights French Vanilla. If I have enough of that on hand, I don't need any sugar. I can just pour enough of that into my coffee, make it taste like a milkshake, and I'm good to go.
I always liked hazelnut creamer back when I used to.
I could do
creamer.
hazelnut once in a while, but I couldn't do. It wasn't an everyday thing.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up with 20 creamers in your fridge.
If I'm out and about and need a caffeine fix, I like Racetrack. I don't know if you guys have that up there, but it's a convenience store. They have like 8 different kinds of coffee on hand, and only kind I'll drink from there is the extra caffeinated. I throw in a few pumps of the vanilla sweetener, throw in some creamer in my 32-ounce refillable mug, and I'm good to go. I used to get one of those on the way to work every day when I worked by Racetrack, and people would look at me like I was crazy when I was at work because I'd just be running around. Pretty sure there were smoke trails coming out of me as I went from one spot to another. So as it stands now, I can't survive in the morning without a cup or two of Java, and at least a cup during the day. I've even taken to making my own extra caffeinated coffee by double brewing.
Nice.
Been there, done that.
Don't remember where I heard about it first. It was probably on the internet.
That's the hard stuff.
But basically, you brew yourself half a pot of coffee, however much you're going to drink or whatnot. And then you brew another pot of coffee, replace the filter, put in new grounds, whatnot. But instead of putting water into the reservoir, you put the coffee you just brewed. So you're brewing coffee with coffee.
Coffee.
I drank some of that for the first time. My molecule started vibrating and I time traveled like the Flash. Well, anyway, that's my ramble on coffee. Can't wait to hear what you guys have baked up for this episode of The Box.
Why do you need a cosmic treadmill when you have coffee?
It's funny because they're talking about your flash ring in the chat room.
Well, it's a blue lantern ring.
I know, but there's Blue Lantern, then there's flash rings, and
nice.
They're asking when you join the Blue Lantern Corps.
I've always been a member, founding member, Blue Lantern Corps. Okay, and we also got a haiku from Hope, and Hope says, "Coffee is my blood. I need an IV of it. Get me a latte." Thank you very
have
much,
never
Hope.
understood haikus.
And
No.
we also have another haiku from Hope for our upcoming Superman episode, which is also very good.
Oh, nice.
Okay, but if you guys want to send in your stories for next week when we're talking about theater, email universeboxshow@gmail.com. The Twitter's @universe_box. The Facebook is facebook.com/theuniversebox. And the voicemail number is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. And you can submit ideas topics for us to talk about next week at universebox.com/ideabox. Okay. Well, some people are addicted. Others can take it or leave it. Is coffee good for you? We'll battle it out in the soapbox.
Soapbox.
Okay, now, if you don't know what the soapbox is, basically, it's a debate. Me and Anne-Marie are each going to take a side. And honestly, this week, the side I have isn't necessarily reflective of my opinion.
I was about to say, thank you for taking that side because I couldn't argue it.
Oh, no problem. But yeah, we're going to figure out if coffee is good for us or not. Anne-Marie's for, I'm against.
Anne-Marie's twitching? Yes.
So, Anne-Marie, why don't you go ahead and give us your first point for why coffee is good for you?
Okay. According to a study done in 2005, nothing else comes close to providing as many antioxidants as coffee. While fruits and vegetables also have tons of antioxidants, the human body seems to absorb the most from coffee.
What do antioxidants do for you?
Keep you healthy. They
How?
get rid of all the bad stuff.
Like anytime I hear antioxidants, I always think
All right,
like
let me Google.
electrolytes from Idiocracy.
That's a little, I don't know what that is, but antioxidants.
What do antioxidants do?
A substance that inhibits oxidation, especially when counteract the deterioration of stored food products. It's removing the bad from you.
That's fair.
Let's just put it this way. Coffee makes you have to go pee a lot. So you're constantly
Flushes out the
flushing
system.
the system.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
So, yeah, I don't think coffee is so good for you. First of all,
Yes.
one of my favorite things to do back in the day, back before I cut down the amount of caffeinated coffee I could drink, was the hillbilly speedball,
Oy.
where you drink a cup of coffee and then you drink beer or whiskey or whatever, right?
Whiskey.
To keep yourself up while you're partying. Well, this can make your liver work overtime to process the toxins in the booze you're drinking. It always seems like such a good idea when you're out late partying, though. Like it's a good way to keep going to 2 or 3 a.m. But
Or
at what
4 or
cost?
5.
Your liver. It's
Who
hurting
needs
your
a liver? I don't need a liver. The coffee's getting rid of it's full of antioxidants. Actually, coffee is great for your liver,
Great.
especially if you drink alcohol.
What?
A study published in 2006 included 125,000 people over 22 who showed that they drink at least 1 cup of coffee a day were 20% less likely to develop liver cirrhosis. Psoriasis. Pronunciation, not my thing. Too much coffee. It's an autoimmune disease caused by excessive alcohol consumption that could lead to liver failure and cancer.
Well, that's fun. So as long as you don't drink the coffee and the booze
As long as you
together.
don't do it at the same time, yeah. Like start your day with the coffee, drink your alcohols in the evening, start your next day with another coffee. You're good.
So that's kind of a draw there, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So a compound called cafestol, which is found in coffee, can exacerbate cholesterol issues. Luckily, you can beat this by using a paper filter. It can also increase the amount of insulin your body produces. The acid in coffee can also cause digestive issues, heartburn, and ulcers. It can also increase the production of cortisol, which can cause high anxiety. So there's a lot of health detriment, a lot of things that can go wrong with your health from drinking too much coffee.
Okay. But in some studies, coffee drinkers have a 60% lower risk of Alzheimer's and dementia, and Parkinson's is the second most common
Neurological?
neurodegenerative
Okay.
disorder characterized by death of dopamine generating neurons in the brain. Coffee may lower the risk of Parkinson's by 32 to 60%. So by drinking coffee, you're lowering your risk of Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's.
But you're increasing your risk of anxiety, high cholesterol, digestive issues, heartburn.
But as I said, you can
ulcers.
beat this with a paper filter.
Yes, you can, definitely.
Paper filter.
Okay, so drinking coffee before sleeping tricks your brain into thinking you're awake. Because your brain is working full steam but can't think logically because you're asleep, it can actually give you the craziest nightmares you've ever had. It can just make your REM sleep just go
Tonight's
completely
gonna be
to heck.
awesome then.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, it can give you nightmares. Coffee gives you nightmares.
Bottoms up, y'all. Well, hold on, where is it? Okay, when you're sleep deprived and you take caffeine, like I just did, pretty much anything you measure will improve. Reaction time, vigilance, attention, logical reasoning, most complex functions that you associate with intelligence. So coffee makes you smarter.
So you can like see through the matrix.
You can right now I can see through a lot of things.
See through bullet time. Okay, well, another reason why coffee is bad for you is, it's probably going away anyway, so you might as well go ahead and wean yourself off of it. The EPA warned on March 11th of this year that climate change is putting the world's coffee-growing regions at risk. EPA Administrator Gina McCarthy worries that our negative impact on the environment could bring the $80 billion per year coffee industry to its knees. And we'll have links to the article about that in the show notes at universebox.com.
That has nothing to do with our health, though.
That was just a few. But the thing is, it feeds into my next point. But basically, you might as well stop drinking it because it's going to go away soon anyway.
But
might as well go ahead and do it on your own terms instead of waiting for the coffee industry to just collapse.
But they really need to work on preserving this because coffee lowers the risk of depression. HealthWatch aired findings where certain chemicals in coffee lower the risk of depression, and studies indicate the more coffee you drink, the less likely you are to be depressed. And according to a team at Harvard, women who regularly drink 4 or more cups of coffee a day have a 20% lower risk of developing depression than those who rarely or never drink coffee.
Fair enough. But the thing is no matter how you cut it, coffee has caffeine, and caffeine is an addictive drug, and being addicted to any drug is ultimately bad for you.
All right, I'll give you that.
I know reducing my consumption, back when they told me I had to stop drinking, I could only have like 1 cup of caffeinated coffee a day.
You killed that tonight.
It gave me like really bad withdrawals for about a month because I used to be almost a 2-pot a day drinker. I had headaches, dizziness. I felt confused all the time, even more so than usual. Thankfully, it leveled out. But if I'd never gotten addicted in the first place, it wouldn't have been an issue. I wouldn't have had all those withdrawal systems if I had just never started. Coffee is a gateway drug. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Any thoughts from the chat room on our debate?
I'm pretty sure I saw a Team Anne Marie out there.
Yeah.
The chat room has been a little busy discussing other things tonight.
That's fair.
So.
Yeah, well, I guess, and like I said, I'm really more on your side than I am on my side.
Oh,
and,
I know.
And, even with all this evidence stacked in the column against coffee being good for you, I know I just read like a week or 2 ago about a new study that was like, no, coffee is completely legit. And actually, when I go back to the doctor for my checkup later this year, he might tell me, no, you can drink more coffee. That's fine.
I think you're going to need to bring a copy of the article and be like, so I read this.
I need more coffee.
I need more coffee.
I need coffee, doc.
I'm channeling my inner Lorelai Gilmore tonight.
Coffee. Okay, some takeaways here from the coffee episode. Okay, coffee is delicious and might be the perfect drink.
Yes.
Coffee can be healthy in moderation.
No.
You can turn a beverage into a hobby and even a craft if you want to by DIYing, right?
Yes.
And we had too much coffee. Coffee. Coffee.
Coffee.
So, Anne-Marie, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at DeSimone, and I have a blog where I do crafts and recipes and good stuff like that at crunchycrafty.com.
And as for me, you can find me on Twitter at Bill Meeks. You can find the books I write, The Dog Boy Adventures, about a teenage superhero named Dog Boy, at dogboyadventures.com. And you can follow the other podcasts we work on, Greetings from Storybrooke, which is a fan cast about Once Upon a Time on ABC, at greetingsfromstorybrooke.com. And Legends of Gotham, which is a fan cast about the hit Fox TV show Gotham, at legendsofgotham.com. And as always, you can find show notes for this episode, links to all the other stuff we're doing, a bunch of original video content, all sorts of stuff like that, at universebox.com. And we stream 8:30 p.m. EST every Thursday night at youtube.universebox.com. Well, I guess that about does it. Any closing business from the chat room? Are they still having fun over there?
Nah, there's another team, Anne Marie, so whoop whoop.
Excellent.
And now they've moved on to talking about more TV shows.
Fair enough. Okay, well, until next time, remember to think outside.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Tonda's going to find a grinder and a Viking helmet so he can make his own.
Excellent.
I
No,
like
but
it.
thank you guys so much. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, probably, I mean, last week we had a lot more activity in the chat room because of the Disney Renaissance.
But
and
this is a different group.
Yeah, and
so I like that we're growing and we're expanding, and you guys are coming. Some of you are coming back.
Definitely, and I also think it's interesting that our chat room here has officially surpassed our Gotham chat room.
Our
for
Gotham
when we
chat
do the
room is
Gotham
about
show.
2 people.
Yeah, generally.
I think it's usually Bobby and Scotty.
Yeah, more or less. But thank you guys so
Thank
much,
you
and we'll be
so
back next
much.
week for a new episode of Universe Box.